Hello, hello. I'm Angel, and this is Angel Starlight Tarot. If you're here with me, thank you so much for your support and spending your time with me. This is a space where we talk about all things energy, astrology, numerology, tarot, and beyond. So let's talk about it. There was never a time that I don't remember observing, absorbing, and processing the energies around me organically. I mentioned in a previous video that I can remember being 6, 7, 8 years old and walking up to our local Ponderosa to get my mom's star scrolls. We're both cusp babies. So I always got her the Sagittarius and Scorpio, and sometimes I could get my Leo and Virgo. She would comb over her scrolls daily, comparing to see which energy resonated. I realized very early on that some months my Leo scroll was spot on, and others Leo made no sense, but Virgo was spot on. I always said that my Leo picked up my Virgo and my Virgo tamed my Leo. Balance. With a smile. I just didn't resonate with the superficial stereotypical traits of a Leo, but I also didn't resonate with all the surface level Virgo traits. My motto was that of what I just mentioned. I didn't realize how true that was till I had a firmer grasp of my birth chart, increasing over time. My mother always had books on psychics and mediumship around, but I got my own astrology, birth chart, and numerology books when I was 13, and I slowly grew into them over my time. It was always easy for me to take the puzzle apart, viewing each piece carefully, before putting the puzzle back together with a whole lot more understanding into the purpose and importance of each piece. In the cosmos world, we've been talking a lot about divine feminine energy, divine masculine energy, black moon Lilith energy. We have a lot of Leo energy in the cosmos flying around right now, coming out of Cancer season, going into Leo season, coming out of a new moon in Leo. There's quite a blanket of Leo energy going on out there. And with anything else, just with anything else, there's a duality to all energy. Each zodiac sign is a sign, yes, but it carries with it an energy. It's an energy. And then there is what we would call a light shadow side to those energies. We've been hearing a lot of words flying around out there, like twin flames, karmic connections. And I've been processing some really prominent energy the last while that I think could help enlighten us all a little bit. So I want to go ahead and talk about some divine feminine energy tonight and some differences between them. We're going to focus in on Leo and Pisces. Leo being a lot of the energy that's in the air right now, and Pisces is an energy that I seem to have noticed maybe having a more difficult time under the blanket of the Leo energy. In my birth chart, I have quite a bit of the fire energy. And all wrapped up in my 7th house of deep connection. I am a 3rd decan, 27 degree Leo sun with a Virgo cusp. I have a Leo moon, which is our inner emotion, Leo Mercury, which is our communication, Leo Venus, which is our love, romance, and some money, Leo Jupiter, which is our planet of expansion, luck, miracles, all in the 7th house of deep connection, marriage, contracted partnerships, business, love, or otherwise. I also have what I didn't discover till later on. I also have my South Node with Pisces. Our South Node is our past lives. It's the energy we came from, the energy we mastered, the energy we're overdeveloped in. We know it like the back of our hands. We can see right through it. Some would consider it the high vibrational end of the energy, because we've already learned all of the lessons plus some within that energy. That makes my North Node in Virgo. Our North Node is what we're reaching for in this life. The energy that we're learning. The energy that we're trying to embody. Our South Node is very comfortable. It's our default energy. It's what we're born in with. Our North Node is uncomfortable. Not so familiar. But when we learn to embody the energies of our North Node, it tends to be where we find the most fulfillment. We think we're supposed to be focused on what we're already good at. But the reality is we're already good at it. There's other stuff we're supposed to be focusing on. Now, with my North Node being Virgo, and all of that Virgo energy wrapped up in my 7th house with all my Leo energy, and that South Node sitting at 8 degrees Pisces, a 1st decan, I've been noticing a lot of things through the years when it comes to these two energies specifically. Being a Leo and growing up around many Pisces energies, I will note that I grew up in a low vibrational area. It produces a lot of lower vibrational people. So a lot of the energies that I experienced were of that, the lower vibrational. But as I was growing up, I definitely did have some very close people around me that were Pisces sun, which is what we were taught to focus on, was our sun sign. We know a little bit better today, for certain, and we should really pay attention to that moon and rising and really every other placement for that matter. But our moon and rising is very important, and some would even consider it more of a focal point than our sun sign. With that said, there are some Pisces energy that I have struggled to connect with in my life. And I've looked at it many times because it's been presented to me many times. I just chalked it up as certain energies don't resonate well together. And that's an energy that Leos, for example, must not resonate with. Now, we know that they're stereotypical. This sign shouldn't be with this sign, shouldn't be with this sign goes good with this sign. At the end of the day, the reality is that's all a load of crap to a degree, because there is so many variables to our birth charts, creating so many different aspects. But at the same time, it's definitely something, again, that I've noticed and that's been put in front of me to be looked at several times. This Leo-Pisces disconnect. And in this realm of where we're at right now in all of this Leo energy, I've been sitting in a lot of Pisces energy. I've realized that I'm still attached is not the proper word. I still have a lot of Pisces energy in my energy, around my energy, without me realizing really that that's what was happening. I've noticed that there's more than a few that seem to be struggling in this Leo energy. Same thing that I've kind of experienced through my life. Having a disconnect between the Pisces and the Leo energy. Some people feel great under the blanket that we're under right now. And others seem to be struggling. Side note, for those that are here now and in the recent, or for the ones that are even here in the later, today is our Mars-Uranus North Node in Taurus direct. And that is a big energy, very, very big energy that we have not experienced in Taurus yet in our lifetime. It's exciting, it's challenging, and it's all for our higher good. And with that said, let's talk about the details behind these energies that I'm referring to today. I'm a Leo, so we're going to go ahead and start with the Queen of Wands. And I would kind of think you guys should maybe have a peek of the Queen of Wands out of the 19... Oh, sorry about my chair, guys. Oh, that was a bad position. The Queen of Wands out of the 1986 Mythic Tarot deck. This is the 2001 Fireside edition. There's lots of orange, lots of bright yellow, fire, passion, loyalty, heart, soul, grit. We'll get to that. In tarot, Leo is the Sun card. All kinds of wonderful bright colors. Yellow, orange, warmth. The sun brings the light, the brightness, the growth. We can't live without the sun. Masculine energy. The other energy that we're going to talk about is, again, the Pisces energy. Queen of Wands. Queen of Cups. Whoa. Queen of Cups. All that water. Water energy. Intuitive. Psychic. Secretive. Empath. Pisces card in the deck. The Moon. Feminine energy. I'm going to go ahead and read to you the Queen of Wands story out of the Mythic Tarot. When a Leo is in high vibration, she is the Queen of Wands energy. I was pulling just simple bookmarks to mark the book and ended up pulling Lenormand's cards. And Queen of Wands ended up with the 13. The girl. I have 13 tattooed on me, with the end of the story being 1 plus 3 equals 4. 4 is the number of our archangels and a foundational number. The card of the Queen of Wands portrays a beautiful, radiant woman with rich auburn hair, dressed in a saffron-colored robe and wearing a golden crown. She is seated on a golden throne, whose arms are carved with lions' heads, and her feet on a golden chain lies a sleeping lioness. In her hand is a flaming wand. Around her stretches a landscape of rich green and gold fields under a vivid blue sky. Here in the card of the Queen of Wands, we meet the stable, vivifying, loyal dimension of the element of fire, which warms and heartens as it inspires. This is embodied in the mythic figure of Queen Penelope, the wife of the famous wandering hero Odysseus. No. Ooh, that was horrible. Odysseus of Ithaca. At her birth, Penelope had been flung into the sea at her father's order, for he had hoped for a male child. But a flock of purple-striped duck buoyed her up, fed her, and towed her ashore. Impressed by this prodigy, Icarius relented, aware that his young daughter must possess some special destiny. When her husband Odysseus embarked for the Trojan War, along with all the other Greek princes, Penelope was left to run the island kingdom with only her young son, Telemachus, to help her. Presuming Odysseus' death, no less than 112 insolent young princes of the island around Ithaca began to court Penelope, each hoping to marry her and take the throne, and they had agreed amongst themselves to murder Telemachus. When they first asked Penelope to decide between them, she held faith with her intuition and her heart about her husband's safety, and declared that he must certainly be alive. Later, hard-pressed, she promised a decision as soon as she completed the shroud which she must weave against the death of old Laertes, her father-in-law. But she took 3 years over the task, weaving by day and unraveling the work by night, until at last the suitors detected the ruse. At this time they were disporting themselves in Odysseus' palace, consuming his food and wine and seducing his maidservants. Odysseus meanwhile arrived home after 10 years of wandering, disguised as a beggar because he had been informed of the activities at his palace. When Penelope sent for the beggar, she did not at first recognize him, but eventually he revealed himself, destroyed the insolent suitors, and was happily reunited with his wife. Some deny, however, that Penelope remained faithful to Odysseus during his long absence, which she was a lady of spirit and inventiveness. They accuse her of bearing the god Pan of Hermes, the messenger, which may or may not be true. I assure you, it's not. Penelope, Penelope, the Queen of Wands, is an image of the loyalty of the heart and the strength of the creative imagination to sustain the heart's chosen goals. She is in one sense a picture of the faithful wife, but her faithfulness is not necessarily a literal one, and some versions of the myth question this technical sexual loyalty. Penelope's loyalty springs from a much deeper level. All through the years of her husband's absence, she has no way of knowing whether he is dead or alive, and at times it would obviously be more convenient to choose another husband and get on with her life. Yet she knows intuitively that Odysseus will return, and it is this quality of faith and loyalty which springs not from enforced morality, but from a deep inner conviction that in the end everything will turn out right. That makes Penelope so suitable a figure to illustrate the Queen of Wands. This figure is industrious, creative, versatile, strong-willed, and talented, as we might expect from any of the representatives of the suit of Wands. But she is also self-contained and stable, for her fire is banked and becomes the warmth of the hearth fire, a center to which many are attracted, like the 112 suitors who are drawn not only to the kingdom, but to the woman. The Queen of Wands does not go chasing after rainbows or trying to fly to Olympus, pastimes more typical of the night. She holds her great strength and energy within and devotes them to those few things to which she has given her heart. In some ways, Penelope, the Queen of Wands, is an ancient image of that superwoman figure toward which so many modern women aspire. The woman who is capable of loyalty and love in relationships, yet who is also the strength, ingenuity, creativity, and tireless energy to rule her own world in her own right, and to need no strong shoulder to lean on, or socially acceptable label of wife to keep her a worthwhile and self-confident individual. When the Queen of Wands appears in a spread, it is time for the individual to begin to develop these qualities of warmth, constancy, loyalty, and creative sustaining of a vision, which Penelope so aptly symbolizes. The Queen of Wands may enter one's life as such an imaginative and magnetic woman, full of warmth and life. But if such a person enters one's sphere, it is not by chance, but rather an augury that the individual is about to meet these attributes within. The Queen of Wands energy, explained through the Mythic Tarot, embodying fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and a Leo embodies that energy 100% when they are in high vibration of their own energy. We now have the Queen of Cups. And when I pulled my bookmark for the Queen of Cups, I can't really see that very well, can you? Well, it's the fishies. There's two fish on that card. As we discuss Pisces energy, the twin fish. One moment, coffee time. We drink coffee, we smoke cigarettes, and we medicate with marijuana around here. A Pisces is a natural healer, natural plant medicine. Marijuana is plant medicine. We'll get into that someday. Queen O' Cups, as the horn blows outside. Interesting. I clearly just did and will more than likely continue to butcher some of these names. For certain, there's proper ways of saying them, and then there's all kinds of interpretations of them. So they get a little mumble-jumbled in the brain. Queen of Cups. The card of the Queen of Cups portrays a pale, mysterious, beautiful woman with long, rich black hair, wearing a blue-green gown and a golden crown. She is seated on a golden throne, whose arms are engraved with golden snakes. Her robes trail into a deep blue pool at her feet. In one hand she holds a golden apple, in the other a golden cup, into which she peers with a look of profound concentration. Behind her, beyond rich green fields, can be glimpsed a deep blue sea beneath a vivid sky. Here in the card of the Queen of Cups, we meet the stable containing introverted depths of the element of water, the private inner world of feeling which is bottomless and ultimately unfathomable. This is embodied in the mythic figure of Helen, whom we meet in the Major Arcana card of the Lovers. The Lovers is the Gemini card. And whose beauty was so great that the Trojan War began because of her. Helen was the child of Zeus by Leda, and when she grew to womanhood at the palace of her foster father, King Tendarios. Tendarios? Tendarios. Tendarios. King Tendarios of Sparta. All the princes of Greece came with rich gifts as her suitors. Eventually she married Menelaus, who became king of Sparta after the death of Tendarios. But the marriage was doomed to failure, for Aphrodite promised Paris, the Trojan prince, the most beautiful woman in the world, if he awarded the goddess the prize in the beauty contest, which we encountered in the card of the lovers. And Helen was that woman. Our contests were botched then. In due course, Paris and Helen met and fell in love, and Helen eloped with him, the result of which insult to King Menelaus was the Trojan War in which Paris was killed. But Helen's beauty eventually attracted her 3 more lovers, not to mention the hero Theseus, who abducted her when she was only an adolescent. These later lovers were all men who won her favors while she was held behind Trojan walls, so Helen enjoyed an eventful 10 years of war. When the Trojans had been defeated, Menelaus went to seek Helen, whom he had sworn to kill for her adultery. But at the sight of her beauty he fell in love all over again, and brought her back to Sparta. Whether she remained faithful to Menelaus for her remaining years is question which myth does not answer. Helen, the Queen of Cups, is more than an image of alluring feminine beauty. She embodies the hypnotic power of the feminine world of the feelings, a power which is magical and magnetic, and defies a mere physical perfection. Throughout Helen's story, countless men pursue her, yet we never really know from the tales what Helen herself wanted, or what sort of woman she really was. It is as though she herself is water, and all men see in her the reflection of the depths of their own souls. She is a cipher, a mystery, motivated by her own secret purposes and feelings. She might be taken as a whore, since she apparently offers her favors to so many men, some of them enemies of her own homeland. Yet we are left with the feeling that, passionate though she might be, Helen does nothing that she does not wish to do. When she tires of Menelaus, she fearlessly pursues her great love adventure with Paris, rather than resorting to coy, clandestine meetings. Whomever she loves, Helen gives herself to wholeheartedly. She conquers men without trying, because she is in the embodiment of all the secret, unconscious fantasies of the perfect woman that men have attempted to articulate over the ages. The figure of Helen is both virginal and harlot, a calculator and a victim. In short, she is a mass of paradoxes, for although the logic of the heart is unarguable, yet it defies rational analysis and often flies in the face of mortality. The Queen of Cups is elusive as a character, yet she stirs up trouble wherever she goes, activating the depths in others and inaugurating action and conflict without doing anything at all. Thus she may be seen as an image of the unconscious, pursuing its secret purposes unbeknownst to the conscious mind, yet luring the individual into crisis and conflict and intense passion and fate through its mysterious seductive power. When the Queen of Cups appears in a spread, It is time for the individual to encounter the deep, unknowable, paradoxical world of feeling in oneself. The Queen of Cups may enter one's life as a mysterious, hypnotic woman, not necessarily overtly seductive, yet strangely disturbing, and a catalyst for the emergence of deep feelings and fantasies, which have previously been hidden from awareness. She may appear as a beloved or as a rival, but either way, such an encounter is not mere chance. It is rather an augury for the emergence of these soul qualities within the individual. For the woman who is unaware of the Helen in herself and identifies with the maternal or practical sides of femininity, the Queen of Cups implies that it is time to meet her, even if the catalyst is the other woman. For the man who is unaware of the depths of his own soul and bases his reality on rational thought and concrete facts, the Queen of Cups heralds a deepening and development of the inner life, whether or not the catalyst is an actual woman. Two of our divine feminines in their divine feminine most balanced energy for themselves, imperfectly perfect, with the Pisces energy being internal, secretive, and your Leo energy being extroverted. I think what's happening in the energies right now is Leos are known to be natural mirrors, and Pisces energy is their own mirror, their own internal mirror. I think the Leo energy may be reflecting the Pisces energy back at the Pisces. And that's not something that they're used to. Pisces embodies all 12 zodiac signs. They're the last one on the wheel. The spread that's in front of you ultimately came about while I was processing through some energies. I had a Pisces twin flame reading pop up in my face by one of our lovely, amazing readers, Baba Jolie. And I have close energy nearby that is my exact opposite South Node, North Node. I am Pisces, South Node, North Node Virgo. They are South Node Virgo, North Node Pisces. As I started watching this read, I was also on my Facebook, as I also started pulling cards. And I'm just going to go to the post right quick, because that will be a little bit easier for what it is that I'm going to attempt to somewhat lay down to you. let's mention the Black Moon Lilith energy right now as well. Definitely a heavy energy that's out there. The shadow side of no, it's straight up the opposite end of divine feminine energy. It's manipulative, it's shadowy, it's fiery for all the wrong reasons. And our society has been pushed to accepting it. Not only accepting it, but wanting it. And we're definitely in a time where true divine feminine energy is coming to the surface. With that is also coming along this stretch of twin flame portal, we'll call it. There is a lot of energy in the cosmos that is dealing with karmic partnerships and twin flame journeys and bringing true twin flames into divine union. We all have a masculine and a feminine energy within us. And I believe that we have a true union that happens within as we find our own personal balance between our divine feminine and divine masculine. And then I believe that there's another union that can happen. And I believe that that's what we call today the twin flame union, where both halves of one soul truly come together in divine union after the twin flame journey, just like after the tarot's fool's journey. I wish for you all to ride this energy out as easy as you can on yourselves. There is a lot of things falling away so that other things can fall together. And we are definitely in a time of transformation. A huge time for transformation. Today, directly, actually, Mars, Uranus, North Node in Taurus. Go look that up. Go look that up and see what that's all about and see where that resonates. As I was watching, we might as well just finish this out. I wasn't going to, but we might as well. We're 44 minutes on the dot. Yup, we're going to ride it out. Alright, I was going to do like a two-parter, but that's not what we're going to do. We're just going to head right on into the twin flame energy that many of us have been talking about and feeling coming into play as our cosmos is almost proving to us that it's coming into play. As I was watching Baba Jolie, and started to pull cards and was on social media all at the same time, I apologize as I find the post because it's just going to help the situation. almost there. I had posted a meme. It's 9:44 on my clock right now, and I am looking at 12:44. Here, I'm just gonna. No, I'm not. My name's there. I time-stamped this 12:44 p.m. My clock just switched over to 9:45 p.m. So 9:44 and 12:44 as the clock on the Chromebook was 44 minutes. So this is just the way this has been going all day. The energy rolling around. The meme is that I had posted now 20 hours ago says, connecting with someone and not playing games, being direct, laying out your intentions, having no hidden agenda, only genuine love and getting to know them as a person and soul, and that person reciprocating it is the biggest flex against all toxic shit in the world. As Baba Jolie was channeling out her Pisces twin flame message, and I was pulling cards and Facebooking, I ultimately ended up channeling out quite a channel. Quite a channel. We'll processed the process. And I ended up commenting underneath of my own post. It's the great divine union, and it's in the making for many, whether seen visually at this time or not. Towers not meant to be will fall so the new can build. When that true divine union comes into play on an energetic 5D and a physical 3D playing field, it's the ultimate connection that springboards us into a higher frequency of learning and onto a new timeline where half souls combine to create one heart. It's a divine mission for some, as it's supposed to be. This does not mean perfection. This means perfectly imperfect, where the things you ultimately teach each other doesn't always need a verbal discussion, as many times there is no human vocabulary that can describe or help another to understand, and it doesn't need to make sense or be vocalized to an outside audience. It's a divine union, one soul finding and connecting with its long-lost other half. Do you honestly think that kind of connection could have human words or even human emotions that could properly explain, especially to another outside of this union? If I had to attempt to describe it, I'd have to combine for you the Ten of Cups energy and the Ten of Pentacles energy. There are cards that represent soulmates, and even some that scream twin flames to some readers. I agree at times, and if I had to help another understand the energy that surrounds a twin flame journey into terms, it would be all the tens, all four tens. 10, 10, 10, 10, 1, 1, 1, 1, breaks down to a 4. The number of foundation and our archangels, Archangel Michael to be more specific. As I channel this through, I'm listening to Baba's Pisces Twin Flame July read, as I was guided to pull cards, which I'll show below, which you're seeing on the table. Because as this is unfolded, I know there's someone else who could use to see it. Actually, maybe I'll record on a video what just happened and what's coming through, because there seems to be a huge focus on the Pisces energy today. Time will tell which way we play this out. I then put 10 of Cups, 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords, 10 of Pentacles, all the elements, the Magician, the first card on the Fool's Journey. Wow. All the elements in balance, yin-yang. Timestamp on the video playing breaks down to an 11. The timestamp is 45:20. Holy all that ish right now. I feel a video coming. Spirit is pushing that this is not only for my ears. Numbers I'm looking at on the cards in front of me 952. Baba is literally showing me all the cards in front of me. It happens, but this is grand. Forever grateful for these moments. I encourage you to go watch that video of Baba's if you'd like further connection as to how this rolled out. But as I was listening to Baba about Pisces in Leo season and being told to pull cards as I'm channeling through on Facebook, the cards that came out very, very clearly. And what we have in front of us is a surface energy, the energy that's happening underneath, the overall energy, and the underlying energy. This card here ended up a complete surprise long after I moved the cards to their rightful place over here. So as I started, the cards started popping out, and they literally popped out in order. So what we see, and I'll hold them up here in a second too, but what was coming through as all of this divine feminine, masculine energy, twin flame portals in the cosmos comes through. Queen of Swords pops first. The Tower pops next. The King of Swords then pops, followed by the Nine of Swords. Now, this is going to have to do this. Bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. Let's see. Yeah. This is just the way this is going to have to be. We have Queen of Swords, the Tower, the King of Swords, the Nine of Swords. All air energy. On the surface level, on the surface for what we can see, we have a tower in between the divine counterparts, the king and queen. His sword, her sword. That tower's coming down. This Nine of Swords, he can see them swords. He's dealing with them swords. Those swords aren't hidden. Those swords are on the surface. He can see what's going on. The surface layer is showing us a lot of icy energy. A tower in between the icy energy. While we're looking at all the swords in the air looking down on us, we know out in the cosmos we have a lot of karmic things coming to the surface to be looked at and to be cleared out. So as if those four cards weren't surprising enough given the energy in the air, Queen of Swords, she's dumping her emotions out. She's like, nah, we're just done with the emotions. Sword up. Don't come near me, bish. King of Swords. He's holding the scales. He's balanced. He's intellectual. He's communication. He's also in his head. And he has his sword up. Don't come near me, bish. And we're looking at all the karma that needs to be cleared out in that Nine of Swords. So what pops out next? The underlying energy to each one of these cards. We now go from blues, icy, cold, towers falling, the universe stepping in, all for the highest good. And let's do it this way. And what's underneath it all that's not so easy to see? We have, wow, Two of Wands, the Magician, the Five of Wands, the Queen of Wands. We go from all swords to all wands. We have the Tower and we have the Magician. The Magician is manifesting, has all four elements, and is pointing up to the King of Swords, Gemini energy, and the Tower. We go from the icy blues to the warmth, to the fire, to the passion, to the creativity, to the loyalty, to the heart, the soul, to the grit. Two of Wands, we're starting a new journey. We have an idea of what's going on, but we have no idea what lays ahead of us. Hierophant's back here. He done signed a contract. He's got new things to learn. The Magician, creating magic, can also be quite the trickster, right? Magician's under the Tower. Then we hit the Five of Wands. We're battling it out. We're taking care of some ish. We're fighting those battles with everything we've got in us. Underneath the Nine of Swords, Queen of Wands, Leo energy. So we are looking at what I believe to be a twin flame journey. What this looks like on the surface for all to see, but what's really going on in the 5D. So when I needed overall energy, what popped out was again 4 cards. 4, 8. we've got another 4. Knight of Cups. New love coming in. Love is coming in. We get through all of this, and that love finally starts coming in. Completes the cycle of the world sitting here. What's the Sun, the Leo card, the Lovers, the Gemini card. Underlying energy, bottom of the deck energy. Again, that energy that's might not be so obvious. King of Pentacles. All them coins. 10111 on the clock. And the High Priestess energy. The underlying energy is each component is taking care of what needs to be taken care of in the undercarriage of it all. Now I moved. We got more to talk about here, but I had played video, I had pulled cards, I had played Facebook. I knew the message needed to come out one way or another. I moved all the stuff over here, and I went back over to the area that I had been in with the cards literally an hour later, and I did not know that I had left a card behind. Not only left it behind, but it was never in the deck while I was shuffling at any point. And when I seen it, I was like, oh no. Well, that's a... Wait, what is that card? And I picked that card up. The Fool's Journey. Leaping off that cliff with all the faith in the world. He don't know where he's going. He don't know what he's doing. But he's doing it. And a new chapter begins. Spirit spoke loud and clear today. And I know that this was a little drug out and a little long and maybe even a little bit slow. Please feel free to speed up the speech. I would appreciate the watch hours. And Spirit spoke loud and clear, left ears ringing as we speak. We've had a lot of questions around not only the energies in the air, the energies coming our way, what these twin flame journeys represent, what these divine unions are all about, whether they're within our own self and our own self, or if they are a divine counterpart. Let's point out that the Queen and the King of Swords, they're the only two counterparts in the tarot deck that are not married. They are counterparts, but they are not married. They're a bit too cold and icy for that. We'll say, for lack of a better term. once this cycle closes, the sun comes in. The happiest card of the deck. It don't get happier than that. I mean, you can put the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles up there. They can all kind of hang out together. But the sun is the sun. You can't live without the sun. You can't... Our world can't live without Leo energy. Just like our world can't live without Gemini energy. Our world needs this brilliance. The moon, Pisces energy. We need Pisces energy. We can't not have Pisces energy in our world. We gotta have the moon. Oops. But when you put these queens together, you can see that there's clear differences. You can see the difference in the color patterns. Just in the color patterns. Let alone the rest of the details. You've got a lioness. You've got water. You've got snakes. You've got lions. You've got cups. You've got wands. True divine feminines in their own rights. The sun and the moon. The sun, the moon, and the lovers. Twinflame Journey. Choices have to be made. This blew my mind. This blew my mind. I had already written out the difference in the Fool's Journey and the Twin Flame Journey. And then this read, where did I put her? Straight up clarified all of the energy that I had been unknowingly processing out. Plenty long enough. If you guys are still here, I appreciate you very, very much. Peace, calm, still be with you. Love and light.